Hello students, in today's session we will try to discretize one dimensional convection equation and then we will try to code the same equation using Python software. So the equation dou u by dou t plus c into dou u by dou x is known as the one dimensional linear convection equation, or it is also known as the advection equation. So that is dou u by dou t plus c into dou u by dou x is equal to 0. Why it is called as a linear convection is the value of c is constant. The c is a constant, and suppose I introduce the function u here, which depends on either x or t, then it is called as the. Before going to discretize the equation, let us understand how to discretize the time derivative, because if you see the equation, we have two terms. One is the time, u is depending on time, plus u is also depending on space. Time is always discretized in forward. Why time is discretized in forward is, time is always called as the marching problems. Time always moves forward. That is the reason we always use the forward difference scheme for time. Now how do you denote it? Because there will be some confusion between the space and the time. Time is always given the superscript. For example, if I have some point here, say this is I minus 1 and I plus 1, and say this is at time t is equal to 0, so we show it as some t n, and the next time step is t n plus 1. For example, if we are finding velocity, then at this point I can write u I n plus 1. I can write this as u I minus 1 and n plus 1. Similarly, I can write this as, say, u I and time is n. So this is how you show the difference between the time and the space. Time is always given the superscript, space is always given the subscript. We will discretize the one dimensional linear convection equation. We have two terms. One is dou u by dou t and the second one is dou u by dou x. So the first term dou u by dou t is the time derivative. So we have to use the forward scheme because time marches forward. So dou u by dou t, we have to use the forward scheme. So let us take one stencil and I will explain how to do the forward scheme here. So let us take some points here. Let this be at time step n. Let this be at, say, n plus 1, and let this be at, say, n plus 2. So time marches in y direction, so this is time, and this is space, that is x, and the indices for time is n superscript, so this is n here and this is I. So since we have u as the variable here, so we will take this point as u, time step is n, and the space location is I. This is the previous point, so at time step n, I minus 1, and this is the forward point, so at time step n and u at, sorry, I plus 1. Similarly, this is time step n plus 1, but the location remains same. So this point we can name it as u n plus 1 I minus 1. This point we can name u n plus 1 and I. And this point we can name u n plus 1 and I plus 1. So we are differentiating with respect to time. So forward scheme, so this is the first point and this is the forward point. So how do you use it? U I n plus 1 minus u of I n divided by delta t. So I'll write here, can write dou u by dou t as ui n plus 1 minus ui n divided by delta t. Similarly, we have the variable u which is varying with respect to x, that is space coordinate, and we will be using the backward difference scheme. So backward difference scheme, I can write dou u by dou x as, so this is the point ui n, the reference point. The backward point is ui n I minus 1. So x direction, so we will be taking these two points. So I can write ui n minus u I minus 1 n divided by delta x. So we'll substitute these two, we'll get this equation, and what I require is I want to find the value of this point ui n plus 1. This is the previous time step. We may be having the value of ui minus 1 n, ui n and un I plus 1. Based on this, we are going to find the value of ui n plus 1. So we will find what is the value of ui n plus 1, and you will get the equation something like this. So what we are doing here is we are finding the value of this point based on this point and this point, that is ui. So this clearly explains how the code should be done. So ui n plus 1, that is this point, is equal to, it is taking the value of 2 points, that is ui and ui minus 1 at time step n. Okay, now let us try to implement this code in Python, because we have already discretized the equation. Now we have to solve the equation, we want some output. So we'll try to code this in Python. To do that, we have to call some libraries first. The first library we have to use the NumPy. Why NumPy is required? This already has the inbuilt libraries for matrix multiplication or matrix operation. We need not code the matrix operation, we can just call the NumPy and we can do any matrix operation. The second library we are going to call is the matplotlib. This library is used to plot the results. If you want to plot either 2-dimensional figure or 3-dimensional figure, we have to call matplotlib. And the time and sys will provide the basic timing function, so we can have this, we can animate the result. That is the result. So we'll start coding. These are the first 4 lines. First we'll import all the libraries. We'll explain one by one what are the libraries we have to import. The first line is import NumPy, so that we can do the matrix operation. Second, we have to import only pyplot from matplotlib. The matplotlib is a vast library, and from that we are taking only a 2-dimensional graph, that is pyplot. The third is import time and sys. This for regarding animation, that is the third line. And suppose we want to have the plots in our window itself, then we write. So now let us define the grid points. Before going to the grid points, Let us see how to calculate the distance between the grid point. For that, we'll take a small grid points. We'll take some 5 grid points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let the total distance be say 2 mm. So we'll take it as 2, and obviously we want this distance to be, this distance will be 4. So there are 4 divisions, so each will be 0.5. So how do you get it? So this distance dx can be written as, what is the total distance here? Total distance is 2 divided by, what is the total number of points here? 5. So 5 minus 1. So this will give us 0.5. So if I can denote this 2 as the total distance, and if I can take this 0.5 as some dx, and if the total number of points as nx, I can write this dx is equal to 2 divided by total number of points is nx minus 1. So this will be our say 5th line. Nx is equal to 41. We can take some random points, number of points, and dx is equal to 2 divided by nx minus 1. I have explained how to get this formula. Now what is nt? Nt is nothing but the total number of time step, that is in y-axis. How many time steps we have to go? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So we'll take some 25, and dt is nothing but distance between these two, that is the time step. It is called as the step size. So let us take it as some 0.025, and c is equal to 1. So we have seen what is the governing equation. The governing equation was dou u by dou t plus c into dou u by dou x is equal to 0. That was the governing equation, and this governing equation we discretized, and we got this equation, that is a discretized equation. Now you can see here u is a function of t, that is time, so we require initial condition. So we'll assume a square wave here. What is the meaning of square wave? I'll explain here. This is the square wave, and let the value of, say, the wave is, the total distance is 2 here, and from the distance 0 to 0.5, that the wave is having the value of 1, and from 0.5 to 1 the wave is having the value of 2, and from 1 to 2 it is again having the value of 1. So this is the given initial condition. So now what happens? The wave should transport or convect, and we should get some sinusoidal answer. So that is the given objective. Now we have to set the initial condition, and as per the given problem, the value of the function is 2 in the interval 0.5 to 1, and the value is 1 everywhere else. So the first step, the 10th line, we will define the value of nx. The total number of grid points is 41. So in all the 41 points, we will give the value of u as 1 by a simple code. So just you can type u is equal to numpy dot once in the bracket nx. So what is nx here? The value of nx is 41. So you can see here all the 41 grid points now will have the value of 1. Now let's see how the grid points are saved in Python programming. Suppose you define a matrix u is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is, there will be 6 locations, and the values will be stored here: 1, 2, 3, 4, say 5 and 6, and the location of this point is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So how do you call, for example, if you want to call this point 1, 1, then I can write u of 0, and if I print, I'll get the value as 1. Suppose I want to print 4, then u of 3, it will be 4. So this will be helpful in the next step. So just remember that the grid points in Python are starting from 0 and ends, and the value of u is 1 everywhere in the grid point. That is, we have 41 grid points, and on all the 41 grid points the value is stored as 1. Now I want to change the value, that is, from, if the domain is 0 to 0.5, I want the value to be 1, from 0.5 to 1 I want the value as 2, and again from 1 to 2 I want the value as 1. So you can code this way: u of int 0.5 by dx to int 1 by dx plus 1 equal to 2, and if you print u, now you can see the value is changed to 2. And if you want to visualize it, we already imported pyplot, so I will explain how to use this. Pyplot dot plot numpy dot linspace 0, 2. What is this 0, 2? 0, 2 is nothing but for total domain, comma nx. What is nx here? 41 grid points, and u. So what is this numpy dot linspace? All these 41 grid points are stored in the linspace, and for example, the values are stored here. If we have some 41 points, and each point the values are designated here, okay, and u is the velocity function, so we will get u versus x here, and this is at time t is equal to 0. So at time t is equal to 0 we have set. So now we will move to the final step of discretization. So we have the discretized equation which is written here. So now we will call a temporary array un, and this temporary array will store all the existing value of u. Why it is required is, since we are using for loop, and at each iteration the value will go on changing. That's the reason we are calling this temporary array. So second thing is how to use the for loop in Python. The syntax in this is in this way: for any variable, say n, or you can type any variable here, I, x, anything. So for n in the range, and give the variable or the time step. So here we are going for time step, so nt. So since we have given 25 time step, the loop will continue for 25 time step and it will come out of the loop. So for n in the range nt, so whatever existing values of u dot copy or u will be copied into un. So what do you mean by this? For example, in the initial condition we had the values given, so that will be copied into un. Next, for I in the range nx, since we are using time and space, so one for loop is for time, and the second time loop is for space. So for I in the range nx, so how does this proceed? For example, say this is the initial condition, so at each point we have the values which is already given. This is at time t is equal to 0, which is the initial condition, and we know all these values. So this this is the first time step, so we'll give some n here, and the next time step is n plus 1. That is the first time step. So we'll write the grid points here. So we'll take some point here. For example, this will name some u I n plus 1, and this will be our ui at n, and this will be u I minus 1 n. So we are calculating in the next time step, that is this value, and this will take the value of these 2 points which are already known in the initial condition. So ui n is known, and ui minus 1 n is also known. So it will calculate ui n plus 1. Once it calculates this value, that is ui n plus 1, next it will jump to the next point. It will take these two values and again it will jump to the next value. It will take these two values. So this will continue till the 41 points. So if we have 41 points, this will continue till the 41st point. And once it completes, it will come out of the loop. Then it will go to the next time step, that is n plus 2. So this is, say this is the first time step, second, so it will continue to the 25. So if you plot the result of the previous simulation using pyplot, you will get a graph something like this. Use pyplot.plot numpy.linspace. The initial point is 0, final point is 2, and the total number of grid point is nx, and u is the variable. You will get this graph, and at time t is equal to 0, this was the graph. So you can see that the graph has slowly started moving now, but with the not the original shape. Original was a square function, and now the shape has changed. What is the reason? The reason is, since we are using the finite difference method for first order, we have not used the second order, so the truncation error will be more. Why the error is more? Because of the smaller delta t and delta x. How do you increase the result? Keep delta x as small as possible and increase delta t value. This you can change the value of delta x and delta t, and you can see how the now the second equation is the non-linear convection equation. The only difference is here the value of c is not equal to a constant, but it is u. So a non-linearity is introduced now. The discretized equation you can discretize by the same method, and the discretized equation is written here, and follow the same step, and you can code it and you will get the solution. All the steps will remain same. The only thing is you need not introduce the value c is equal to 1 here. That is the difference. And the sample code is shown here. You can just go through the code, and if you have any doubt you can contact me. Thank you.